What up, though, y'all? It's Chris. Appreciate you connecting with me while I do my 10,000 steps over here at the Riverwalk by Milliken Park. And it's a lot. It's a lot going on right now. A whole lot going on. Let's talk about y'all girl Kamala with that 60 minutes interview. Oh man, that 60 minutes interview did not go well at all. I'm honestly surprised that she agreed to it, because one thing I've noticed about Kamala is that she doesn't really do interviews. She hasn't really done many of them since she's been on the campaign trail. She's avoided them like the plague. And when she does do an interview, it's usually something that is very softball. And you can tell she was given a list of questions beforehand that she already has prepared answers to. Kamala is not good at going off script. And I find it interesting that a person who dodges being asked any questions, dodges being, any sort of accountability for the state that they've put the country in, the state that they've assisted in putting the country in, because she's the VP, not the prez. But still, according to her, and this is out of her mouth, she has played a part in the decisions that have happened. So this isn't me just making that up. This is what she has said. So she's essentially, for better or for worse, placing herself as 50-50 responsible for the good, whenever that would happen, but also the bad as well. But whenever she's asked any questions, good morning. Whenever she's asked any questions and she has to answer them on the fly, she can't really do it very well. The interviewer, he asked her, how she was for fracking before. She was against fracking before and now has thought better on that. She was for health care for all before and has now changed her position on that. And, she was loose on immigration policies, but now seems to be reeling that in. And based on the way she's flip-flopped on these many different things, it's hard to really tell what she stands for. And I thought this was excellent. It was like, finally, somebody is asking her real questions, not this softball stuff, not these fluff pieces. Someone that's reputable from an outlet that people trust. Some people still don't really mess with 60 Minutes, but it does have some credibility still. So you have an interviewer that's credible, a news outlet that's long-standing and is credible to many people, asking her real questions and not just promotion pieces. And she just really struggled to answer anything. She was fumbling over anything. And now, not CNN, but CNN does this too. CBS, they have now since recut another version of the segment where she's asked questions to where she doesn't sound so incompetent answering them. She gives more direct, less wavering, less word salad-like answers. And this hurts their credibility because there can only be one truth. And when you throw this out there and it is what it is, and now you try to retool it in a very obvious, skewed way to change her image. This is biased, because if it was the other guy, now Trump was supposed to do an interview as well and he backed out of it. I don't know what that's about. He's not really spoke about it, why he backed out of it, so we can only speculate why that is. But if Trump would have went and he gave a not so great interview, would they have did the same thing? Would they have went and made edits to some of his answers to make him look less incompetent? I really don't think so, honestly. I really don't think so. I think that whatever they uploaded, whatever they aired, was going to stand, and that's just what it was going to be. But things are different when it comes to Kamala. Things are always different when it comes to Kamala. You have somebody that they're running for the highest office in the land, and they don't want to be asked any questions about anything. You have someone that they have a bit of a spotty history. And I'm not saying that Trump is perfect. He's done some questionable things, but nobody has any problem grilling him about those things. The stuff that he's done that was kind of shaky, people grill him about it. Even when he goes on the far right news networks, they still grill him on these things. I remember he sat down with Bill O'Reilly before he got grilled. He's sat down, I believe, with Tucker Carlson, and he wasn't grilling him like Bill O'Reilly, but you know, he asked a few questions, you know, about certain decisions that were made that, you know, weren't, you know, that they look kind of shaky, and nobody cared. But it's only when the left politicians go on left-leaning networks that they do all this cutting and pasting. And okay, maybe it happens on the other side too, but recently it's happening more for Kamala than anybody else. So do with that as you will. You know, you can say I'm wrong, but listen, I have a really far left friend. We disagree all the time. And I'm a person who used to vote left. All right, you guys, you didn't know that about me, so I'll share that with you now. I became more conservative during the Biden-Harris administration. They flipped me. I voted, I'm gonna be honest with y'all here. I voted for Obama twice. I voted for Biden. As much regret as I have about that, I voted for Biden. So I voted for Obama twice, and I voted for Biden. I have had such deep regret over voting for Biden over these last 4 years. Not only did I vote for Biden, but people around me who trust my views and opinions, they went and voted for him as well because I was doing it. And I have had so much regret over the fact that not only did I do this, but I influenced other people. Now, would Biden have still won without me? Of course he would have. But just the fact that I did that and people who trusted me did it too, and I've just been eating this never-ending crow sandwich over the last 4 years because nothing has been better for us now. I mean, think about now compared to 5 years ago. Nothing has been better for us. Not me, not my family, not my people around me, not my tribe as a whole. Nothing has been better for us now than it was 5 years ago. Nothing at all. Everything is higher. I drive a Chevy Suburban. I mean, it takes me like $90 to fill that thing up. And, you know, you could be like, oh, well, who told you to buy a Suburban or whatever? And you would be right. But filling it up was never a problem before. It's still not a problem now. I just hate the fact that I got to spend $90 to fill it up now. Every time I stop at the gas station, I fill up because I hate stopping at the gas station. So I'm always going to fill up. But when I see it's like $85, $90, I'm just like, bro, this sucks. And I don't want to have to keep doing this. So I don't know what would happen if the other guy wins, but I'm willing to see, because I'm not interested in voting in for president the very person who contributed to things being where they are now. You know, I'm just not. Like, been there, done that. I mean, usually if someone is doing a poor job, you fire them. You know, you don't give them a promotion. When someone's doing a poor job, you fire them. You don't give them a promotion. And I believe that couldn't be any more necessary than now. You don't give a person a performance. I mean, you don't give a person a fucking performance review and then promote them when they've given a piss poor performance. You just simply do not do that. And that's been the case now. So the 60-minute interview, it really did expose a lot of things about Kamala, and not in a good way. As I said, I don't understand why she even agreed to it in the first place, because she's not very good at answering questions that are not scripted, and you know, she's already been able to prepare and memorize answers for her. So I thought the interview was damning, and they're running out of time. Her VP, he's saying a lot of goofy stuff too. Like, he's become friends with school shooters. I mean, what are we doing here, man? Like, really? Are y'all really gonna go to the polls and vote for these folks when you can't afford groceries anymore, when you can't afford gas anymore, when, you know, simple things? Man, remember the days where hoodies used to be like 40, 45 bucks? Hoodies on average are like 80, 90 bucks now. Just a hoodie. I'm wearing one. That's how I know. I buy hoodies. I've bought quite a few hoodies recently. And I just be thinking like, man, when did we get here to where hoodies is like 80 to 90 bucks? A typical Nike dry fit hoodie be like 90 bucks, man. Detroit Lions one. I'm telling y'all, I was in Rally House looking at them. Like 90 bucks for a dry fit Detroit Lions hoodie. It's insane. So remember this stuff. As I've said before, remember this stuff when y'all go to the polls to vote, man. Remember how you got a guy talking about he's become friends with school shooters. Remember how 50 million plus migrants have just been able to walk over the border. Remember how, you know, they were the people in North Carolina were told that the FEMA fund was, you know, only going to be able to give them $750 out of it, but then 157 million was going to be sent over to Lebanon to do for them the very things that the people in North Carolina need. And I'm waiting to see how they handle the Florida fallout when they get their hurricane. I'm waiting to see if they do better. The outcry over the way North Carolina was handled became so intense that Biden came out promising to do more. And I believe he will do more. But why is the more happening? It's because the people were outraged. They were not going to do more. So because of that, they may be better about handling Florida after their fallout. But please understand, they're only going to handle Florida better than North Carolina because they weren't able to get away with doing what they was trying to do in North Carolina. So I'm gonna leave it there, y'all. I appreciate y'all connecting with me. Thumbs up this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Peace.